Chainsaw Man 187 titled Barf is one for the books. Not only because I think things are now finally ramping up into the climactic moments of this particular arc, but this chapter was just gnarly and visceral, and it has some of the best paneling works from Fujimoto to date. There's two specific panels I think a lot of people are going to be discussing in this chapter, and let's actually go ahead and discuss them both at length right now. Is when we see Denji rip on the ripcord for Pochita to regenerate effortlessly, and the lockdown that Pochita is giving the aging devil in this specific panel just looks absolutely stunning. You can tell Fujimoto just giving off the composition of this specific panel. It's like Fujimoto wants us to pay attention to the top half just to see how menacing Pochita looks as it stares down against the aging devil. And as our eyes slowly work our way down to the second half of the panel, we see all the parts being regenerated in gruesome detail, with the public safety agent member just in absolute shock. And to be completely honest, I feel like that was Fujimoto inserting us, the readers. Oh my god, look what's in front of me, looking at what's beneath me, and what is about to happen next. Once again, the composition and paneling is an absolute 10 out of 10, and just really shows that Fujimoto really is in a masterclass of his own. And the second one, obviously, is Pochita turning into a tree, which, symbolism aside and irony aside, I can just tell, looking off of this is going to be a merchandise. Fujimoto, I actually want this. Someone in Shueisha, Viz, make this a toy. I would love to have this somewhere in my room. I look at this similar in the same way that we saw the Falling Devil arc with Denji riding that motorcycle with Asa, and I immediately knew this has to be some type of merch down the road. I'm looking at this and I'm like, this definitely has to be some type of merch down the road. Now, speaking of the symbolism of it all, we've seen in this arc how humans are being turned into trees, and that one dude in the underwear in the aging devil's dimension says that humanity, that these humans that have become trees have hit the truth. What is the truth? That is still the million-dollar question. Fujimoto is slowly just leading breadcrumbs and just kind of trailing us to kind of hypothesize even more of what this nirvana of humanity's peak could be if they have the opportunity to live on forever. And then when you flip that to the other side of the coin of Pochita and Denji being a chainsaw, and what do chainsaws do with trees? Rip them down. It's like there has to be some type of yin and yang equilibrium going on here, because if humans want to reach immortality and the most fearsome devil erases you if eaten, is Pochita truly the bad guy in this situation, or is it just trying to add balance in similar ways that the death devil maybe might be the most fearsome devil for a reason, because the concept of death is very frightening, but we also need death because we can't appreciate life. But I digress here. Bye bye Fumiko, you won't be missed. Now, although most of this chapter is focused on Pochita facing off against the aging devil and then the very end of what Denji is asking Pochita to do, we do not see a single glimpse of Fumiko in this chapter. So is she truly gone? And once again, let me ask you guys, was there more to her character that you would have liked to have seen? The most fearsome devil being turned into a tree is a bit ironic, but more importantly, the battle between Chainsaw Man and the aging devil is here. Pochita giving the aging devil the most, and I quote, vivid and powerful pain it's ever experienced. However, it cannot die this way. And we know the end goal of the aging devil at this point, but I still love how this debate of primal fears versus the most fearsome devil is somewhat at a lock still, and perhaps even slightly giving the edge to primal fears, because how are they going to die? Although the caveat could be a specific weakness with some of these primal fears, as we seen with the darkness devil. What was it? Weak to light, fire. So I wonder if there's some type of opposite thing that is against aging that Pochita and Denji could exploit, which leads to the very last parts of this chapter here, when Denji tells Pochita, hey, I'm about to throw up because I ate too much. Now, Pochita, I want you to think real hard and make me barf up something that can help you turn this tide against the aging devil. Now, what could it be? We've seen Pochita consume a lot of people in Special Division 5 with Snow, Bitterness, Octopus, of course, and the real popular choice on who Denji could throw up is Yoshida. There's been some subtle hints of Yoshida being in the aging devil's pocket dimension from the volume 17 2019 manga, so that would really tie in nicely here. But considering Yoshida works for Public Safety and Public Safety has this agreement and partnership with aging, that doesn't really seem to mesh well here. So I think what could end up happening is that Pochita will barf some type of devil that weakened the War Devil itself. Nuclear War is the obvious choice, but how's the Nuclear War Devil, how's it going to fare against the aging? I'm not too exactly sure. Whether it's Nuclear War or just a big piece of the War Devil, you can't help but imagine with that part finally being free and liberated, how is that going to amp up or power up Asa and Yoru in the pocket dimension, if at all? And even if it doesn't, for Pochita to think and assume, okay, this piece of the War Devil that I could be vomiting is going to help me in real time against the aging devil, it would complement what the aging devil exactly wanted Asa and Denji to get along and to mature and grow up. So to see them work together and for Pochita to say, okay, well, if Asa helped out Denji in the pocket dimension, now let me return the favor and vomit up one of its most important parts that I took from Yoru many years ago. That's a nice full circle moment here. Such a fire punch move, turning people into trees, to be honest. Now, there's a lot of stuff I just simply do not remember with fire punch. So if there is more nuances and symbolism with people turning into trees and fire punch and how that can correlate one-to-one, or even just in general, please let me know in the comments down below. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that when Denji consumed the first tree's innards and prepared to tackle the next one, the public safety agent bitterly acknowledges Denji as a true devil. And we've seen these type of thematic elements many times within Chainsaw Man and just other popular manga series, right? You know, you think of the Dark Knight of like, you're the hero, you live long enough to become the villain, or even in other anime manga instances like Attack on Titan, who are the real monsters, the humans or the people that can turn into titans. And I think we're kind of seeing this being acknowledged right here, right? Like Denji is a true devil, but I think thematically it's like he's doing what he has to do to get the job done, perhaps in ways that devils in general just don't have filters to do what they selfishly need to do to get by. But alas, considering how chapter 187 concluded, I truly think we are in the climactic moments of this particular arc, and to that I think I'm okay with. Despite my grievances of the aging devil's pocket dimension not being fully explored, I think there's so many other pieces that we need to see moving with Chainsaw Man. I'm okay with it wrapping up within the next 2 to 3 chapters, but let me know what you guys think. We will have a live discussion, which I will not delete this week, so if you want to go ahead and catch up on the live discussion, you can go ahead and click on this video